Hi, these comments are for SB. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com, and I'm getting ready to listen to a speaking practice test you sent me. Let's take a look at your email. You say, "Hi Michael, please listen to evaluate score and provide feedback on my independent speaking practice test 1." You say, "If I can ask you a favor, can I send you 2 speaking practice tests every day instead of 1? My busy work schedule does not permit that, but I will squeeze in some time to make that happen." No, do not do that. It's actually counterproductive to do that, because whether you do 1 practice test or 4, in many cases on a day-to-day basis, you're just making the same mistakes over and over and over, so it's not good. So it's better to just do 1 practice test. I'll give you some feedback. I'll tell you some things to work on. I might recommend some lessons. And instead of doing another practice test, you want to strengthen. It might be pronunciation skills. It might be vocabulary or grammar skills. It might even be some topic development things I'm asking you to improve on. So instead of just doing practice tests every day, actually work on improving your English proficiency. Right? So do not send me 2 speaking practice tests every day. 1 is my limit, and I simply don't have enough time to score more than that for you. I apologize. If you want more individual feedback, I have TOEFL private lessons. We can meet 1 hour. However, I can only meet with you once a week. I cannot meet every day, but we can meet 1 hour for a TOEFL private lesson if you want to do that. Okay, so let's get started with your practice test. So the first thing, we have the actual scoring guides here, and I have your practice test over here. Okay, let's see how you did with this one.
So, independent speaking task. Describe a place you visited as a child, and what's your favorite memory while visiting this place? I remember as a child, I once went to a zoo with my parents. While I don't remember much of it, one memory still stands out. My first encounter with a
Yeah, can you make your recording a little bit louder next time? It's kind of hard for me to hear what you're saying.
tiger kept inside captivity. The tiger was very frightening at first, and people dared not to cross the line beyond the line. But I took a risk and extended my small fingers between the cage, and I surprised the tiger. Though it was lazy, it extended its paws and touched my finger, but it didn't show any reaction. So while it was terrifying, it was also fun at the same time.
Okay, so this is a tough one. I'm having a lot of trouble just hearing what you're saying. So I think that your pronunciation is more in the 2 areas. So there's a few things that you can work on here to improve that. I'll just give you 2. I think 1 is intonation. You simply need to vary your tone more than you did. In that practice test, you can learn more about intonation by going to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40. I think you can also work on what's called sentence rhythm, the combination of stress and unstressed words in the English language there. So those are at least 2 things you can work on when it comes to delivery. I'm thinking I'm going to put you at 2.5 out of 4, maybe 18 to 19 points out of 30. So do you see what I mean? Whether you send me 1 practice test or 4, you still have problems with your tone. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need to listen to 4 practice tests to know that you have problems with your intonation. That's very evident when I listen to this. And, and next time, make the recording louder than what you did here.
So independent speaking task. Describe a place you visited as a child, and what's your favorite memory while visiting this?
So describe a place, explain your favorite memory of visiting this place. Now, for more up to date speaking topics, I want you to go to Google and type in these keywords. It'll say 90 TOEFL speaking practice test topics. And go to my blog at Better TOEFL Scores and start using those topics instead of the ones that you used here.
Please. I remember as a child, I once went to a zoo with my parents. While I don't remember much of it,
What you can say is my favorite place that I visited as a child was my parents.
one memory still stands out. My first encounter with a tiger kept inside captivity.
Okay,
The tiger was very frightening at first, and
good. You had a encounter with a tiger. So explain your favorite place you visited as a child.
so
Listen again.
independent speaking task. Describe a place you visited as a child, and what's your favorite memory while visiting this place? I remember as a child, I once went to a zoo with my parents.
Okay, I once went to the zoo. You need to pronounce that Z. I once went to the zoo.
While I don't remember much of it, one memory still stands out. My first encounter with a tiger kept inside captivity. The tiger was very frightening at first, and people dared not to cross the line beyond the line. But I took a risk
Was there a fence? Was it separated by a fence? I'm sure it was, right?
and extended my small fingers between the cage, and I surprised the tiger. Though it was lazy, it extended its paws and touched my finger, but it didn't show any reaction. So while it was terrifying,
He didn't show any reaction, or he didn't show any aggressive or violent reaction, you might say.
it was also fun at the same time.
Okay, so I mean, listening to it the second time, I could understand a lot more. I'm thinking maybe describe the place, explain your favorite memory. You could probably do a little bit better job explaining the place, but you really spent time explaining your favorite memory was the encounter with the tiger. I like how you developed that idea in a lot of detail. That was a good strategy. Okay, so I think those are some recommendations with topic development on that one. And I'm thinking probably because of your delivery and maybe with language use, you can do a little bit better using a combination of both basic and advanced vocabulary and grammar. You can probably use more advanced vocabulary, more advanced grammar to help explain your ideas, I think, more proficiently. So your score here may be 18, like I said a minute ago, 18 to 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. I think the main thing here is your delivery. You need to work a lot on being more intelligible.